certifying badasses one podcast at a time, teaching you to love Monday. Check your baggage at licensed-to-be-badass.com and hop on the bus to Badassville. Turn up your energy with Mustang Monday. Here once again in the driver's seat is Kelly Orchard.
So hey everybody, Kelly Orchard here in the Mustang for Mustang Monday. I'm the Badass Certifier, sitting here with what I would call the Certified Badass, the leader of the City of Murrieta, City Manager Kim Summers. Thank you so much for joining me in Mustang Monday today.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I appreciated it.
Well, yeah, it's taken us quite a while to get this on the calendar because you're quite busy. just a little bit.
Yeah, I am.
It's like I got to share this story real quick. I was telling somebody who I was getting in the car to do Mustang Monday videos, and they look at me and like, so how did you manage that? I mean, you're just a girl who drives around with a Mustang. I know. It's just how I roll, you know?
Yeah.
But we had to do a second take. I'm going to be honest about this. It's something I don't know. I'm having some technical issues this morning, but we were having a fantastic conversation about women in leadership. And one of the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because as we were walking our way to the car, now I'm sitting in kitty corner in a parking space in City Hall because I wanted to get City Hall in the background. But we were talking about you being nervous about doing a video, and I shared with you, it's like, I get nervous too still. And it's just part of the process, but the reason we get nervous is because we actually really care.
Yep. I overthink it.
Yeah. We actually really care about the presentation we're going to make. Yeah.
And representing the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one thing if you're out there and you're just representing you, but when you're representing the city, it's a big deal because you're representing 115,000 people.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yes, but I want to touch base on, first of all, Kim and I have a city connection. You've been here in the city of Murrieta for
8 years.
8 years, and before that, you were city manager in the city of Hesperia.
I was deputy
city manager.
Yes.
My mistake.
That's okay.
Whatever.
You can promote me.
Okay. Does it come with the paycheck too?
No, it did not.
Okay. All right. So you were deputy city manager in Hesperia, which is up in the high desert, and my family owned and operated a radio station in Hesperia for a long time, and I spent about a year as an intern in the economic development department at the City of Hesperia. Yep. So, and you were saying that
I did. I remember you from economic development, but also listened to you on the radio. So I definitely knew your name, and then when I saw you at a chamber event,
we reconnected.
I was like, okay.
I know, that was pretty awesome. I was, thrilled about that, and thrilled to hear that you actually used to listen to me on the radio.
Yeah.
It's like,
so I started as a public information officer up there.
Oh,
so
okay.
The radio and the daily press were a big deal.
Right.
So
yes.
I always stayed connected with them.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So we were talking, we're going to talk about some leadership, women in leadership. It's like getting onto that women's leadership conference that you were on. It was for city government, but
yeah. So Wednesday we had, I'm on the board of Women Leading Government, which is a statewide association, just kind of to help promote. There's not as many women in the higher levels of government in Riverside and San Bernardino County combined. I think there's currently 2 of us. So not a lot of female city managers and assistant city managers. And so once a year, we get together with another group, MMASC, and just kind of try and work about how women can help each other. How the theme was, how can we lift each other up and support each other, and just try and help. We want everyone to succeed. I love men. I have 2 sons. Very supportive of men as well.
Yeah.
But sometimes women need a little extra lift.
Yeah, well, in the broadcast industry, it's male dominated too. So that's what we're talking about. It's not a man haters club.
Nope.
We support and appreciate men, but women have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
And it would be good to have a little bit more involvement in the leadership roles.
Right.
And
it's an interesting, when you start talking about why there aren't more female city managers, it's not at all a competency thing, or even education. But when you start talking to women, they have different priorities. So where a man will take a job that, the lifespan of a city manager is like 3 years these days. And so you could move around quite a bit. It's a little different for men, where women, their first reaction is, oh, I can't move my family.
Right.
I can't take my kids out of school. I can't have a job that is that uncertain. And so that's why a lot of them don't go forward. I was fortunate. My kids were grown. So,
well, is it something that is, it's feasible to delay that decision for a little while you have kids? And I think that's what women really struggle with.
Right. They do. But, then your kids get older. It gets harder to move. So I think one of the bigger challenges, how do we put more certainty into the job for people, so that you're not looking at, is this a 6-month to a 3-year term? And we serve at the will of city councils, so they can walk in any day and say, thank you, we're going a different direction, and you're done. So I think it's a little bit more of that. How do we bring stability to the role, which is stability for organizations too? So
yeah. All right, so that is a lot of what you do as far as like women in leadership. So how about you on a personal level? You have a couple boys and they're grown?
I do. Yeah. I have, so I moved to the high desert, 30 some years ago. And it was a great place to raise family. The school districts were great. Everything was new. And the City of Hesperia is a great place to work. And so they grew up. They grew up on me, and they went away to college, and I went through a divorce and wanted just a new start. And so I started applying for assistant city manager jobs throughout the state, and was fortunate enough to get one here in Murrieta, and I was assistant for 3 years. And then when the city manager retired, I was appointed by the council to be city manager.
And you've already outlived the lifespan of a typical city manager.
Knock on wood. I'm not going to say that, but so far so good.
Yeah.
So this is a very special city. We talk about it a lot as employees, the police department, the fire department. It's kind of this little special place in Southwest Riverside County. So I feel very fortunate to work here and to be part of there's just so many exciting things going on in the city.
Well, tell me some of those things that are going on in the city. You'd say, I like to do these videos without dating them too much. So just tell me some of the, in general, fun things are going on.
Oh gosh, we just have we have 10,000 housing units in the pipeline. Now it's going to take a while to get those built. That's a lot.
But that's jobs, and you're going to need school systems.
Right.
My son-in-law always says, can people bring their trash, because he works for the trash industry.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of different. 10,000 homes.
Yeah, and California has changed so much of the housing laws that there's a lot more that's allowed.
Right.
And so trying to figure out how you supply that infrastructure, because roads, weren't built in water and sewer. So we have all of that going on.
Yeah,
big projects.
Yeah.
But then we have, the Costco is going to open in a couple months. And we have, I think, 2 hotels that are looking to come here. We've worked really hard in economic development to be a healthcare hub and a corridor. And so we have the Kaiser surgical facility that's nearing completion. But then we just received $2 million for our innovation center. So that's going to be the area's first wet and dry lab. So that's unique and that's exciting. And a lot of the doctors that we have lunches, we'll invite doctors to come and just tour the area and see what we have. And they're very excited about that piece. So we're hoping to attract more doctors and things like that. So, restaurants, retail. We just finished ICSC, which is the International Shopping Center Conference in Las Vegas.
They have a conference for shopping.
Yeah, well, it's not quite.
I know, but come on.
But
I would buy into that.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah,
you walk around and
everyone's like,
all these retail outlets from around the world. They're all trying to. It's like dating with shopping centers, and so we go every year. And over the years, we've CarMax has come out of that, Costco, just. A lot of different things have come from that. And one of the things that was exciting is there's still so much interest in businesses wanting to come here. And now it's more a matter of finding them the spots that work for them. It used to be you had to attract them
Right.
to come and, you know.
Now they're so attractive, you got to find a place. That's a tough problem to have.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
But it's all the things that come together that, you know, make a city what they are.
Yeah.
And people, especially businesses, if they're going to invest their money, they want to go to one of the safest cities that has, you know, residents that love their police and fire department and take care of their community. So.
Yeah. Okay, so if we were to do, say, a badass tip from the street, and who would you want to be, you know, giving a tip to, whether it's personal or professional? You know, what is some of your sage advice that you give to?
Oh gosh.
You're like, I have sage advice.
I don't know how sage it is. But, you know, I think the biggest thing is I'd love for like high school students and college students to understand better what especially municipal government is like as a career. So often, you know, you talk to teenagers and you talk to them about there's so many different jobs in a city. I mean, we have engineers and we have planners and we have city clerks and finance and accountants. I mean, firefighters, police officers, you know, all kinds of things. And they're like, well, I really had never thought about it like that. There's so many great things about being in government, and it's hard. I mean, it's not like it used to be. There's a lot of focus and unfortunately criticism. I think it's just the way things are these days. But it's a really fulfilling thing to serve a community.
Well, I would think, you know, as I listen to you and talking about all the new projects that are coming, and your face lights up, and I was actually visualizing how that would be for you. Someone like you would like say along the line. You could say, I helped make this happen in the city. You can look at that building and that structure, and you could look at these housing tracts and say, I helped pave the way for these homes to be built. Me. And I think that anyone, it's like you said, it's like to talk to the teenagers and the kids coming out of college, it's like, it's not just it sounds almost like I'm recruiting. It's not just a job, but you're actually gonna leave a mark.
And they're permanent marks,
right?
Yeah, forever. And you know what's so nice is, you know, it's not me
exactly
that did this, right?
Right.
I mean, I have an amazing.
You're part
team.
of the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, and
no.
Please don't take offense, please.
No.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't, because they always try and give me credit. But I mean, they're just to be a part of that team and to be a part of things that just really are shaping a community. We just completed our amphitheater. And, you know, this beautiful, huge facility that we're just all so proud of. Well, I think that's taken 15 years from the time it started till now. And there was lots of things in between. But, you know, we always try and remember everyone who worked on it back then, right? And the city councils who approved it and the funding. So you're part of a very long line of succession. And you know, it is cool. Yeah, I like it.
Well, you know, and then getting back to the Hesperia connection, because, you know, as I said, the interviews that go, it's like, it's free flowing. We didn't have a topic specifically when we get in the car,
which made me nervous.
Yeah, but that's what's good. But you know, as we're talking about this, the infrastructure and things like that, and being part of a bigger plan. You know, I remember when we had the radio station, we were trying to build it in Hesperia. We only had the 1 FM in Victorville, licensed to Victorville. We had this station that was going to be licensed to Hesperia. At the time, Hesperia was not a city. Right. It was a part of the county. And then we had people that wanted to fight us being able to build our towers. And so instead of working with the city officials who we had been working with, and we had to fight with the county in order to build our towers. And so then we were able to get behind the argument, the fight to get to get the Hesperia to become a city and move away from the county. And so when you talk about the impact that you can actually make with government, there's so many different things that could drive your passions. You know, and want to become involved from the first place. And I remember seeing you know, police chief, you know, Anthony Conrad telling us how many of our Murrieta Police Department actually have lived here and went to school here and came back to work here.
It's a huge number on Mondays. not every Monday, but we're going through a hiring boom. So if anyone needs jobs,
Everyone needs a job.
Yeah,
I
anyone wants a job.
I was going to take the flyer and show it. It's like, there's jobs available here.
We
Good
have jobs.
ones.
Go to the city website. But on Monday mornings, I meet and welcome new hires, and because the departments, both the police and fire departments are larger, it tends to be police officers, and it's always amazing because there's almost always one in the batch that says, I went to high school here, and they love the community, right? It's their community. And so it's very different when you have such a large number of police officers and, even firefighters, because it's just a different mindset, right? They don't come to work their shift and go home.
They, live, work, and play here.
And if they're, if it's their day off and they're driving by and they see something, they stop. And you just don't get that everywhere. So we are very fortunate.
Yes. Well, thank you for the tips. So basically, this is a recruitment video for the city of Murrieta.
Great place to work.
Great place to work. Great place to live. Isn't it one of the safest cities in Southern California?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's and it has been for
a long time.
Quite some time.
Yeah.
So we are very proud of that one. And the rules seem to change all the time, and so over the years you kind of slip a little bit, but it's an incredibly safe city. It really is. So.
And it's beautiful, and they have fun events, and a Costco of their own.
Yeah, we're so excited about that Costco.
I think I think everybody will be excited that there's going to be a second Costco in the area.
Oh yeah.
Just like split them up.
So and it's gone up so quickly, and so we're really excited about that one.
And for the 10,000 future homeowners, welcome to Murrieta.
Yes. It'll be a while.
It'll be a while, but still, that's a lot of family people.
It is.
It's a lot of families.
And we have a number of large projects that aren't even really included in that, so that are probably still out there quite some ways. So it will be interesting to watch how the city changes. The trick is to help it grow at a good pace and have all of the infrastructure and services, but still hold on to that small town feel, when we have movies in the park, or when we have events that we had the firefighters barbecue every year, and we just get a huge turnout of people who just want to come and hang out and have barbecue with the fire department. You don't want to lose that.
Yeah, that old town feel. Yeah, that old time thing. Yeah. So, well, and I know that the building up of the old town Murrieta is still a project too.
Right. There's a lot of interest in downtown. I think we're going to see a lot of building.
Oh, I'm so excited
down there.
So excited.
Yeah,
very good. All right, Kim Summers, City Manager for Murrieta, thank you for your time this morning and for getting out of your comfort zone of being a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to share. It's like, we're nervous. Your comfort zone, like you said, it's like I can speak in front of a lot of angry citizens if I needed to.
Not that we ever have any.
No, but I was like, oh gosh,
never angry.
Clarify. But if that was the case, you could. But that's your comfort zone. But getting on and doing friendly videos where you just get to be yourself is a bit out of the comfort zone. So
city stuff, is so structured and
and official and whatnot.
You just do that.
Yeah.
But it's like, she wants to talk to me about me.
It's like, who cares about me? Well, I think more people than we'd like to know who's running our city.
Well,
yeah,
hopefully,
and it's this lady.
Hopefully, they're happy about it.
It's this lady right here, Kim Summers, Kelly Orchard, Badass Certifier with Mustang Monday, and just repeat after me. And if you don't say, if you're uncomfortable saying that word, that's okay. All right, reminding you to be bold, be brave, be confident, and be badass.
Mustang Monday. Fast cars, fun chats, and badass business and personal tips from the streets. Driving home a positive message with interviews conducted in Kelly's 2006 Mustang. Grab your Badass Habits ebook. Get started on your badass journey. Go to licensedtobebadass.com.